Let's go from some numbers that might be of concern to the Prime Minister to numbers that he would have enjoyed reading today in the 9 newspapers.
Well, perhaps that was why he was in such a good mood at watching Gang of Youths at Enmore Theatre, Kieran. Some great news for Anthony Albanese again last night. And this is after a good news poll the other week. This is the Resolve poll published in the 9 newspapers. Now, Resolve was pretty close to the actual primary vote result in the election campaign. It had Labor at about 31 and the Coalition at about 35, but Labor winning. So they were only about 1 point out. We'll have a look at this. After a solid start by Anthony Albanese, he is ahead as preferred PM, 55 to 17. There has been a startlingly large rise in the primary vote of Labor to the cost of the Coalition. It's now 42 to 28. And Anthony Albanese has some pretty good numbers here in terms of how people feel he is doing the job. It's time again to remind viewers that Kevin Rudd was ahead of Brendan Nelson, 73 points to 7 in 2008, before Rudd and the former Labor government's fall from grace. But nevertheless, these are the numbers Labor are after. This poll conducted last week may have been affected too by the Scott Morrison Secret Ministries scandal. And Albanese was last night clearly taking his cues from recent Bob Hawke appearances at the SCG, where Hawke sculled a beer on the big screen. That's not the only test match he did it at either. And like Albanese, who's cut down on the booze, Bob Hawke went straight to mineral water when he was PM. Well, here is Albanese at the Enmore Theatre last night, actually allowing himself a beer and sculling it. People keep saying that it does not get any better for Albanese than it is at the moment. Well, there could still be another few months of this dream period for him. Albanese and his team seem to be putting in the work on reforms to sell at the next election already. There's no doubt that part of the Albanese plan for 2022 was to make sure Labor retained government in 2025. This is something he mentioned when he spoke to me for Sunday Agenda, when I asked him whether he had the yips, in sporting parlance, when he had such a gaffe-prone campaign, given his assured performance since. People have seen a quite confident Prime Minister since you were elected. In the campaign, you had a few moments, including with me and the unemployment rate. Did you have what's in sporting terms called the yips during the campaign?
I'm not a commentator, Andrew. We won the campaign. We had 3 debates, and I think I won all 3 of the debates with Scott Morrison. I did have a clear idea of what I wanted to do in government, and we're doing just that.
Now, Labor strategists have told me that Albanese's gaffes in the campaign probably cost 2% and 3 seats. Luckily for Labor, they still won a majority. Now, if you believe that Resolve poll, they have an opportunity to increase it, Kieran. I know it's early days.